Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got opening day in Toronto. We got the Minnesota Twins traveling to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays here on April 1st, 1998. And to lead it off for the Twins, playing second base is Knobloch. Batting second, playing first is Carew. Batting third, playing center is Puckett. Batting fourth on the catching is Mayer. Batting fifth, playing third base is Killebrew. Batting sixth, playing right field is Oliva. Batting seventh, playing left field is Bostock. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Polanco. And batting ninth, and on the pitching is Frank VIOLA. And for the hometown Toronto Blue Jays, leading off playing shortstop Bosset. Batting second, playing second Hill. Batting third, playing first Delgado. Batting fourth, playing left field Bell. Batting fifth, playing right field Batista. Batting sixth, playing third base Donaldson. Batting seventh, playing center field Vern Wills. Batting eighth, doing the catching Borders. And batting ninth, doing the pitching is Dave STIEB. And let's get down to the field and get this game started. And I'll lead it off for the Twins, Chuck Knobloch. And in 1996, he batted .341 with 13 homers and 72 RBIs. And in 1985, Dave was 14 and 13 with a 2.48 ERA. Here's the pitch. And right away, Knobloch gets a hold of one here in Toronto. And that's going to be a triple to deep center field. Vern lets it get over his head. And Knobloch's going to run for it a while. And we got a lead-off triple. We're going to play the defense back. Don't give up a run here for an out early in the game. Now you got Rod Carew in 1977, batted .388 with 14 homers and 100 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Excuse me. See if that's deep enough to score. Knobloch with his speed, it probably is. Let's see here. Okay. That'll be a, need to roll another dice. That will be a 38. Let me just a second here. Got a 30. 23 with everything. He's going to stay put. He's not going to tag up here, folks. So now you got one out here. Just a fly ball to center. Now you got Kirby Puckett up. And Puckett batted .356 with 24 homers and 121 RBIs in 1988. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And the infield back, the runner will score. And that'll be out number 2. But the Twins get on the board here. And Joe Meyer comes up. And Joe batted .365 with 28 homers and 96 RBIs in 2009. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Donaldson, and that'll win the inning, but the Twins get one. Twins won. Toronto's coming to the plate. He'll have Bouchette, Hill, and Delgado due up. And Bo in 2021 batted .298 with 29 homers, 102 RBIs. And Frank VIOLA in 1988 was 24 and 7 with a 2.64 ERA. Here's the pitch to Bo. And that's going to be a And that's going to be a base hit to start off the inning. So both leadoff batters get aboard here. See if Toronto can cash in like the Twins did. Now you got Aaron Hill up, and Aaron in 2009 batted .286, 36 homers, 108 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball double play, tailor-made double play ball. Hit down the knob block. He's up with it. Fires over to second. And that's going to be the old 4-6-3 double play. Pitcher's best friend gets Frank out of that. Now there's 2 down and nobody on for Carlos Delgado. And then 2000, he batted .344, 41 homers, 137 RBIs. And that's going to be against the lefty. Fly ball out the right field. That'll be out number 3. And that'll do it for Toronto. We go to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Twins. We got Killebrew, Oliva, and Bostock up here for the Twins. Killebrew in 1961 batted .288 with 46 homers, 122 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the hill. He tosses it over to first for out number 1. See, Toronto's got one more game here in Toronto against the Twins. Then the Texas Rangers come to town. Then after a 3-game series with Texas, they go on the road to take on Minnesota. Now you got Oliva up now. And in 1964, he batted .323, 32 homers, 94 RBIs. And that's going to be against the lefty. Why is he's got against a righty rather? Against a righty, that'll be a 13. And that's going to be a single in the center field. So Tony's aboard here with 1 out. And Bostock's up now. And in 1977, he batted .336 with 14 homers and 90 RBIs. Runner down at first and 1 out. And that's going to be a 46 and a 3. 46 and a 3. That is barely fielding column 2. He's held on, and that's going to be a single in the right field. So he gets the ball through the hole over there. Now it's first and second. And still 1 out. The Twins are looking to add to this lead here. Polanco's due up, and he's batting .219, and he added .295 in 2019 with 22 homers and 79 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, and the Twins are going to add to the lead here, folks. Frank's not having a very good game, and that's going to be a double in the right center field. Batista gets over there after it bangs off the wall. Let's see if Bo can score from first. So that'll be a 36. I doubt it. He'll probably stay put here. And he got up next. Frank Viola's up next. They might send him. Might be worth it with the pitcher due up next. Might be worth trying to send him here. Yeah, I think they are. 21. So they're going to send him a 43 or lower. He's safe. And they throw him out at the plate, folks. So nice job by Batista. But 1 run scores on the double. It makes it 2-0. Now there's 2 outs and Frank's up. So double in the right. Runner on first gets thrown out at the plate. Now we got Frank up with a runner down at second and 2 outs. So I think it was worth the shot here with Frank up. And Frank's, here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. 42 and an 8. That fielding column 2. Yes, it is. And he'll look the runner back to second, fire over to first. Now there's 3 down. The runner didn't have to hold 3 down. I don't know what I'm thinking. And we go to the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 Twins. We got Bell due up here, followed by Batista and Donaldson. George Bell in 1987 batted .308 with 47 homers and 134 RBIs. And the dice go everywhere. Makes an official game here. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left. Out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here in the second. And Bautista comes to the plate. And in 2011, he batted .302, 43 homers, 103 RBIs. And that's going to be another fly ball out the left. They might want to hit it somewhere else. See if Josh can do something here. Donaldson in 2015 batted .297, 41 homers, 123 RBIs. And that's going to be against the lefty. 13 and a 9. And that's going to be a base hit, infield hit by Josh. So good job not hitting it out the left field. He gets a board here with 2 outs. And Vernon Wells comes to the plate. He batted .317 with 33 homers and 117 RBIs in 2003. And that's going to be the fly ball to left. So 3 fly balls to left, 3 outs. Ties a record held by many. We go to the top of the third. At the top, the order due up here for the Twins. Knobloch, Carew, and Puckett. Chuck tripled and came around the score in the first. And he's not done. He's having a hell of a game. That's going to be against the 12. That's going to be a single infield hit for Knobloch. He's standing down at first with a lead-off hit again. We're going to do a little hit and run here with Rod Carew. Carew flew out to center his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. See how far this one's going to go. Plus the runner's off and running. That's going to be a double in the right field, and Knobloch's going to score easily. No throw this time. It's going to cut down anybody. And now it's a 3-0 ball game. Nobody out. Carew down in second. And Dave's not having a very good game here. He's given up a run in every inning so far. Now he's got Puckett up. Puckett grounded out but drove in a run back in the first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Kirby out for out number 1. Big strikeout there. See what Joe can do. Joe's 0 for 1. He grounded out the short back in the first. And he gets a hold of this, and they're just busting Dave up here at home. And that's going to be a double in the left field. And now they'll score Carew. And now it's 4-0. I hate to get somebody up in the bullpen already. So that brings up Killebrew now. Killebrew is 0 for 1. He grounded out the second his first time up. 1 down, 1 on. And hit parade just keeps on coming, it looks like. 17. And that's going to be a nice play down at second by Hill. 34-9 should be fielding column 1. Sorry, that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Popped up down the third. Killebrew dig just got under it for out number 2. Tony Oliva comes up as Clams and stuff joins us here. Yeah, only got two more teams that haven't played yet. Got Pittsburgh and Washington hasn't played yet. Yeah, he's one of the few that's in both sets. Exactly. Him, Mickey, Mays. There's a handful. Roger. Yeah, most of them, like I say, with that early 60s fitting in there. So now you got Tony up. Tony had a single and came around to score in the second. Got Joe down at second, 2 outs now. And Dave's getting beat around here, folks. And that's going to be a 29. That is going to be a ground ball down the first. Delgado's up with it, tosses it over to Dave covering. Now to win the inning, but Twins add 2 more runs and make it 4-0. So we go to the bottom of the third. And the bottom part of the order due up here for Toronto. Borders, STIEB, and then back to Bo Set at the top of the order. And Pat in 1990 batted .286, 15 homers, 49 RBIs. And that's going to be against the lefty, 14 and 8. That's going to be a fly ball out the left field for out number 1. Here comes Dave having a rough start here. Let's see if he can get something going at the plate. His own calls out. Nope, that's a swing and a miss. Frank strikes him out for out number 2. That's Frank's first strikeout of the game. We're back to the top of the order. And Bo was 1 for 1. He singled back in the first. And that's going to be a rare play of 39-46. And that's going to be a strike 1 to him. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And he'll pop that one up down the short to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes Toronto. To the top of the fourth we go. Let's see if Dave can have a better inning here. Otherwise, that bullpen's going to come into play quick. You got Bostock, Polanco, and VIOLA, the bottom third due up here. And Bostock singled back in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short for out number 1. Yeah, Twin Kilkin is right. That's for sure, Ken. And we got Polanco due up now. And he had an RBI double back in the second. And that's another ground ball down the short. So 2 quick outs. Can Dave steady the ship here and get a 1, 2, 3 inning? He's got Frank VIOLA up. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Dave fires over to first in a 1, 2, 3 inning. So he's settled down now. So the rough first 3. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 4-0 Twins. You got Hill, Delgado, and Bell due up. Aaron grounding into a 4-6-3 double play back in the first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Frank strikes him out for out number 1. And now Delgado's up. He flew out the Oliva back in the first. And that's going to be a base on balls. First walk of the game. That brings up George Bell. These Blue Jays got power. That's one thing. They don't have a hitter's chance here in these games. And Bell is 0 for 1. He flew out the left. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's 2 outs now. Carlos still down at first. And Jose Batista's up now. And he flew out the left his first time up. That's going to be let's see here. 51 on a 3. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. And he'll take it himself, Carew will. And that'll end the inning. So it's still 4-0 at the top of the 5th and the top of the order due up here. Knobloch, Crew, and Puckett. Chuck's a perfect 2 for 2. He's tripled and singled. And he's came around the score both times. That's going to be a ground ball down the short, and he bobbles it. Bo does, and that's going to be an E6. So Chuck's been on base all 3 times, can score all 3 times. And again, we're going to do a little hit and run. It paid off the last time. Crew hit a double. Knobloch scored on it back in the 2nd. So here's another hit and run. And that's going to be a 36 on a hit and run. Ball runner steals 2nd. So got a stolen base. That keeps you out of the double play. Runner in scoring position. Everything is going right here for the Twins. Knobloch down at 2nd. And Carew up. Was it a ball, did I say? I think that's what it was. It's a ball. Yep. So here's the 1-0 pitch. And he walks Carew. So Dave now having a rough 5th here. This could be his last inning. 1st and 2nd, nobody out, and Kirby Puckett up. Kirby's 0 for 2. He did have a RBI back in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd. And not this time. He's going to blast this game wide open, folks. And that ball is hit in the right center field. And Bautista goes over. Will Carew score from 1st is the question with nobody out. Let's see here. I think he'll probably stay put with nobody out. And he will. He'll stay at 3rd, but that's an RBI double. And that might be it for old STIEB here. No, we don't need to do nothing. They just advance. Here, you got lefties coming up, I believe. Got a lefty, righty, yeah. So let's see what they got in the bullpen here. That's going to be it for Dave. He might have to use the whole bullpen today. They're sure not going to use Ryan. The only lefty they got in the bullpen besides BJ Ryan is Garvin. So Garvin's going to come in here. As Dave can't make it out of the 5th inning here. Ain't that a shame? So Garvin's going to come in for Dave. Could be a long year for Toronto. Dave can't pitch well. Let's see here. Where's Jerry at? So now the lefty comes in. And Joe comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double. You got 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out. They got to bring the infield in. Can't give up any more runs. They're down by 5. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be hit down the 2nd. Infield in. And that's going to be a single through 2nd. And the run's going to score, and Kirby's going to stop at 3rd. So an RBI single. Now it's 1st and 3rd, and it's 6-0. And the hits just keep on coming, folks. Now you got old Killebrew up. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. A big strikeout by Jerry there. Round number 1. And they're going to play back for the double play now. Tony's up. He's 1 for 2. He singled and came around the score in the 2nd. And that's going to be a infield fly down the 3rd. Well, let's see here. 22 in the infield. Let's see what their infield is. Infield is 5, 13. So that'll be 17, 20, 5, 33. That'll be fielding column 1. So that'll be a foul out down the third baseline. Bosette will go over there and make the play near the crowd. And the runner hold. So that'll be out number 2. And now Bostock's up with runners on first and third. He's 1 for 2. He singled back in the second. And he gets a charge into this. Already 6-0. Lehman hits that ball into the gap out in deep. Well, hits the ball over. Wills' head in the deep center. And that's probably going to, that's going to score everybody. That's going to be a bases clearing double. And it is now 8-0. And the round is on. And now you got a runner down at second and 2 outs. And Polanco's up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double in the second. And that'll be a swing and a miss. Jerry strikes out 2, but not until the Twins score 4. We go to the bottom of the 5th in a rout. It is 8-0 Twins. Donaldson, Wills, and Borders do up here. Donaldson's 1 for 1. He's got a single back in the second. And that's going to be a base on balls. You don't want to do that with an 8-run lead. Make them earn it. You can see the Twins got one more game here in Toronto. Then they're going to go home and take on Kansas City for 3. And then Toronto comes to town after that. Vernon Wells flew out the left back in the second. And that's going to be a base hit in the, well, let's check here. Against the lefty, 13. Yep, that will be a base hit in the right field. And Donaldson down by 8 is going to stop at second. All of a sudden, Frank is getting roughed up here in the 5th. First and second, nobody out. He's up by 8 though. Pat Borders flew out the left back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Pat out for out number 1. Big strike out there, a double play here. Then we take Garvin out of the game. Go through this bullpen in this first game. I guess we got to give him a shot here to score. So that's going to be it for Garvin. Let's see, he's going to come off the bench against Frank. I guess they're going to bring out Guerrero. Might as well bring Junior out right away. You got runners on first and second. 3-run shot might get you back in this game. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to come off the bench. And in 2021, he batted .311, 48 homers, and 111 RBIs. And that's not what they want. One outs, 2 balls. Well, it might not be. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's not what they want. That's a ground ball down the short. That's an easy double play. That'll be the old 6-4-3 double play. And that'll end the inning, folks. So Guerrero hits into the double play, and that is it. For the Blue Jays in the 5th, they strand 1. It's still 8-0. Now let's see who's going to come in to pitch. We got Viola, and then the top of the order due up. Tom Hinkey's going to come out of the bullpen, see if he can give him some innings here. So Tom's going to come out of the bullpen. And in 1989, he was 8-3 with 20 saves and a 1.92 ERA. He'll be facing Viola, Knobloch, and Carrill. Frank's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right for out number. Not. That's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Strikes ball out. That brings up Knobloch now. And Chuck's 2 for 3. He's tripled and singled and reached on an error and scored all 3 times. And that's going to be against the righty. 21. And that's going to be another hit. Knobloch's on fire here, folks. Infield hit for him. And Knobloch's been on base all 4 times. And here comes Rod Carew with an 8-0 lead. They're not going to hit and run here. They'll just play station to station. Carew's 1 for 2. He's doubled and drove in a run back in the 3rd and walked in the 5th around the score. And too bad we didn't hit and run. That would have been a base hit. Instead, it's a fly ball out to center field for out number 2. And Puckett's up now. And Kirby. Puckett's 1 for 3. He had a 2 RBI double back in the 5th. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Vernon in center. And that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 8-0 Twins. Got the top of the order due up here. Bo is 1 for 2. He'll be followed by Hill and Delgado. Here's the pitch to Bo. He singled in the 1st. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Killebrew. He fires over to Carew for out number 1. Here comes Aaron now. And Hill is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. And that's another strikeout. Frank's got his number today. That's Frank's 5th strikeout of the game. And Carlos Delgado's up now. He's walked and flew out the right. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Frank, all of a sudden, with an 8-run lead, challenging these guys. 1, 2, 3 goes to Jays. We go to the top of the 7th. Joe Killebrew and Oliva's due up. Joe's having a nice game. He's 2 for 3. He's got a RBI double and an RBI single. And he's not done yet. He squares this one up again against Tom. And this one's a double in the right field. These Twins are taking it to these Toronto pitchers today. Brings up Killebrew now with 1 on and nobody out. Let's take a look and see how many innings they've gotten the leadoff batter aboard here. It's been almost 1. 2nd inning they didn't, and the 4th. He had a 1, 2, 3, 4th. So 4 out of the 6 innings, the leadoff man's been aboard. Killebrew is 0 for 3. He's grounded out, popped up, and struck out. And that's going to be against the righty. 20. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And he'll look the runner back to 2nd. Fire over to 1st for out number 1. And Tony comes up now. And Oliva is 1 for 3. He had a single in the 2nd, came around the score. And that's going to be against righty. 16. And that's going to be a single in the left field. Joe's going to stop at 3rd. And you got 1st and 3rd. And 1 out. And they're going to play back for the double play here. So you got runners on the corners. And Lehman's up to the plate. And Bostock is 2 for 3. He had a 2 RBI double back in the 5th. And here's the pitch to Bostock. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Joe's not going nowhere. Hit out the left. And Polanco's up now. And he's having a good game. He has an RBI double back in the 2nd. And he's not done. He squares this one up, folks. These Twins going to add to this lead. And that's going to be double in the center field, and that's going to clear the bases. A 2 RBI double. And just like that, it's 10-0, good buddy. So a 10-0 ball game and a runner down at second. Don't matter who they're throwing out as G-Puck joins us here. And Frank's up now. Frank's 0 for 3, grounded out twice and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball. No, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Frank out, but not until the Twins add 2. When we go to the 7th inning stretch, it's 2-0, 7-0, 10-0. You got the heart of the order due up here. Bell, Batista, and Donaldson. Can Toronto get on the board here? Frank pitching a 3-hit shutout. And George is 0 for 2. He's flown out and struck out. And that's a base on balls. Walking the leadoff guy with a 10-0 lead here. And Bautista comes up now. And Jose's 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Frank gets another strikeout. 7 strikeouts now for Frank. And Donaldson comes to the plate. And Josh is 1 for 1. He's singled back in the second. And that's going to be against the lefty, 13. And that's going to be a single in the right field. Bell's going to stop at second. No need to get thrown out in a 10-0 ball game. Vernon Wells comes to the plate now with 1 down, runners on first and second. Down by 10. And Vernon's 1 for 2. He singled back in the 5th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So in between these 2 runners, can Frank strike out the side here? That Borders is up. He is 0 for 2. He's flown out and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. He'll fire over to first, and that'll end the inning. So we go to the top of the 8th in a 10-0 ball game. Tom, see if he can make it through this inning. He's due to lead off the bottom of the 8th. He's got the top of the order due up, and Chuck Knobloch is on fire. He's been on base all 4 times. He's 3 for 4. He has tripled, 2 singles, and reached on an errand and stole a base. Yeah, exactly. Daytona 500 is coming up. G-Puck tomorrow. Here's the pitch to Knobloch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. They finally keep him off the bases, folks. Rod Carew comes up now. Carew's 1 for 3. He had an RBI double back in the second. Walk in the 5th. That's going to be a base hit in the right field. Carew's aboard here with a 1-out single. That brings up Kirby Puckett. Kirby's 1 for 4. He had a 2 RBI double back in the 5th. And that's going to be popped up. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Tom strikes Puckett out for the second out of the inning. Here comes Joe now. Joe's having a nice game. He's 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs, mixing a single back in the 5th. And that's going to be a 38 pitcher. 32 and a 2 is probably fielding column 1. And it is. Runner called off first if held on. And they pick off Carew. What the hell's he doing? A 10-0 ball game gets picked off. Not very smart base running by Carew. That ends the inning. And that'll be it for Tom. So lead off the inning. We'll have a pitch hitter for him, and then we'll go back to the top of the order here. Let's see. He's going to come off the bench against Frank. And it looks like it's going to be Fernandez is going to come off the bench. Tony. See if he can get a board here. They like to at least get on the board. Not get shut out here at home opening day. These Blue Jay fans ain't very happy, that's for sure. And in 1987, Tony batted .322 with 5 homers and 67 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short for out number 1. And back to the top of the order we go now. And Bo, he is 1 for 3. He singled back in the first. Here's the pitch down. And that's going to be against the lefty, 11. And that's going to be a single in the center field. So Bo's on for the second time here today. And Hill's up now. He's 0 for 3. He grounded into a double play back in the first and struck out his other 2 times up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center. Puckett's got it for out number 2. Not a single, it's a fly ball. And now you got Delgado up now. He's 0 for 2. He walked back in the fourth. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Frank strikes him out. And that's 9 strikeouts for Frank. Going to the top of the 9th in a 10-0 ball game. You got Joe Killebrew and Tony due up here. So he's going to come out and pitch to him. And Dwayne Ward's going to come out and pitch. See if Ward can keep this a 10-0 ball game. Sorry, I had to say it. All righty. And here's the pitch to Joe. 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Now that's a swing and a miss. Ward strikes him out. Here comes Killebrew now. Look at that. K, X, and Y. He's a strikeout machine, ain't he, Ken? Here comes Killebrew. He might be the only Twin without a hit. Let's look. He's 0 for 4. He might be the only Twin without a hit in this game. And yes, he is. Him and Frank are the only 2 that hasn't had a hit. Let's see if Killebrew can fix that here. And that's going to be against the righty. 21. That ain't going to get it done. That's a nice play out there in right field by Jose. Robs him of a hit. And Killebrew is going to go 0 for 5 in the game. And here comes Tony up now. He's 2 for 4 on the game. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Tony out, and that ends the top of the 9th. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Frank trying to go the distance. Pick up a complete game shutout here. He's got the big boys due up. Bell, Bautista, and Donaldson. George is 0 for 2. He did walk back in the 7th, though. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Puckett's got it for out number 1. And Jose steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He's flown out, grounded out, and struck out. And that's going to be a double in the right field. So Toronto's not giving up yet. Runner in scoring position and 1 out for Josh. Josh is a perfect 2 for 2. He's the only one to figure Frank out today. 2 singles back in the 2nd and 7th. Walked in the 5th. And that's going to be a 13. And that is going to be the first time they've gotten him out today, folks. 51 and a 9. That's still be fielding column 1. And that's going to be popped up down to Killebrew for out number 2. Blue Jays down to their last out. Can Vernon Wells get the job done here and keep this game alive? He's got one of the 6 hits. He's 1 for 3. Single back in the 5th. And that's going to be 13. I think that's going to be another ground ball down the 2nd. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that'll win this ball game, folks. And the Blue Jays get back. If you look here at the box score, it's all Blue Jays. That's for sure. All Twins, rather. That's for sure. This will probably be about the shutout. Yep, VIOLA pitches the shutout. And the Twins, 10 runs on 15 hits and no errors. Like I say, Killebrew and Franks, the only ones that didn't have hits. And Puckett, out of the ones that had hits, is the only one that didn't have a multiple hit game. No home runs in the game for the Twins, though. They doubled them to death. How many doubles was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doubles, folks. And the triple by Knobloch to start the game off with. 7 for 17 with runners in scoring position, left 5 men on base. Donaldson and Bowe, the only ones with the multiple hit game for the Blue Jays. They were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position, left 7 men on base. Frank goes the distance, picks up the win. 6-hitter, walked 3, struck out 9. Old Dave didn't have it today. He's 0-1, goes 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned. Walked 1, struck out 1. Garvin comes in, pitches 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 unearned run, struck out 2. Tom comes in, pitches 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, and struck out 4. Ward pitches the 9th with 1 inning. And now we'll take a look here at the standings and leaderboard in the American League. Yankees are leading the Orioles. They're 2-0. The Orioles are 2-1, a half a game back. Boston 1-1, a game back. The Rays 1-2, a game and a half. And Toronto is now 0-1, a game and a half back. Twins leading the Central along with the Tigers. And Cleveland is 1-1, a half a game back. KC's 1-2, a game back. And the White Sox game and a half back, 0-2. Out west, the Rangers leading the division by a game over the A's and Mariners. And the Angels are 0-2, 2 games back. Granderson's leading the American League with an .800 batting average. Quite a few players with 2 homers. And Rodriguez and Jim Thome with 4 RBIs on the year. Of course, the ERA leader is going to be at 0, wins at 1, and right now everybody's tied at 1 save. Jorge Cantu for Tampa Bay's leading in MVP voting, and Jim Palmer's leading in the Cy Young. See what the pitching matchup for the next game. Only a 2-game series against these Twins. You're going to have Pasquale going up against Key in game number 2 on April 2nd. So it's not Santana on holiday. Like I say, it'll be Pasquale and Key going up there. I want to thank Ken Castro and G-Puck and Clams and stuff for stopping by today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, folks. Hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.